U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson announces that diplomats stationed at the American Embassy in Havana, Cuba, have been the target of a series of mysterious health attacks.
There were reports in the mainstream press about people at the embassy in Cuba having all kinds of strange symptoms, sometimes like a concussion-style symptom, sometimes nausea, some disorientation.
People were exposed to something. And what this something is, we're not sure, but these people had amazingly bad symptoms from this, and it looked as if something had been beamed directly at their brain to affect their brain in some way.
American intelligence agencies found medical evidence which proved that the diplomats suffered mild brain trauma, but were unable to determine exactly what was causing the injuries. Rumors began to circulate about whether the embassy employees were being attacked by an invisible weapon, specifically designed to harm their brains.
When you analyze the data, it seems like somehow or other the brain area was targeted or was only affected by whatever this phenomena is. And I doubt that this was a natural phenomena because it seemed to be too focused on people that were at an American embassy.
Diplomats in Cuba have stated that they were attacked by a sonic weapon. A sonic weapon produces a high-pitched sound that is debilitating and can potentially have negative health impacts, including certain brain-related fogginess, drowsiness, feeling debilitated or lethargic on individuals who have been exposed to this weapon. Sonic weapons are well known. They're utilized by multiple governments globally. What's being discussed is a new form of a sonic weapon that doesn't just have instantaneous impacts. It has more far-reaching, longer-term, deleterious impacts.
These weapons definitely exist, there's no question about that. And if they were used, clearly it wasn't by us, so it's an attack.
Were American diplomats the victims of a sound wave attack by an unknown adversary? It's a disturbing possibility. But what is perhaps even more concerning is that it may not have been the only such incident. On May 23, 2018, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo testified to a congressional panel that an American government employee working at the U.S. consulate located in Guangzhou, China, had experienced head trauma. Secretary Pompeo told Congress that the symptoms were entirely consistent with those experienced by the diplomats in Cuba.
It happened in Cuba. It's happened in China. People were exposed to something that caused similar traumatic injuries to their brain. But what that something is, we don't know, and to what purpose, we also don't know. The question is, has somebody got some sort of weapon system or broadcast system that is causing this type of trauma to the brain? I don't know, but that could be a step towards some sort of, at least, mind confusion, if not mind control.
Although there is no verification of the existence of this type of sonic weapon, this type of weapon could exist, and if it did exist, governments would have a strong reason to keep them secret and to utilize them in a covert manner.
A system like this, you could almost never find where it came from because they turn on the transmitter, turn it off, and then it's affected your brain, and you may not have the physiological effects for hours or days, and you may be completely away from wherever you were that you were exposed to this and not have any idea that that's where you were exposed. Now, it's possible that you could take this technology and then use that for mind control. If you could put sounds into someone's head that are not normally there, you could certainly get their attention or do something to manipulate their response.
Well, there's several types of effects of non-lethal weapons, some of which I've heard about but can't document. So most of the time you actually feel either you're getting really hot, you're getting a burning sensation, you're nauseous, you're dizzy, you can't focus, so you consciously know that. Some of the time, though, it's called V2k, voice-to-skull communication, where apparently you can send an EEG-style signal to a person and actually make them hear certain words. And then the person would just think they're hearing a voice or they're going crazy. They wouldn't know what it was.
I think technology that is inherently covert is the future of warfare, in part because of the plausible deniability. You can use this weapon, you can negatively impact an adversary, and it is very difficult to attribute the use of that weapon to a specific foreign entity or foreign actor. Every country conceivably will become engaged in this type of development, if for no other reason than to develop effective defenses against it. It will be used in future conflicts. It will be used in both times of peace and in war.
Turning mind control into a weapon and targeting individuals may sound like something out of science fiction. But what if such technology exists and could be used to shape opinions and beliefs on a national or even global scale? There are some who believe it does and is already being used on us. Is it possible that the evidence is already in confirming the existence of extraterrestrial life? Next Tuesday.
What we've seen with these disclosures, they're coming